It was supposed to be just another Friday. Daniel, my husband, had planned a surprise. Dinner at our favorite Italian place, the one we used to go before life got so hectic. He even arranged for my mom to watch the kids, so we could have a real evening together, just the two of us. I hadn't realized how much we needed that until he told me. Lately, work had consumed every part of me. Long hours, endless projects, late-night calls. But I promised I'd be home by 6. That afternoon, everything shifted. My boss, Mr. Caldwell, called me into his office. He had extra tickets to a high-profile charity gala. He said it was packed with influential clients and investors, and that it would be a huge opportunity to get noticed. He mentioned my name and the word promotion in the same sentence. I hesitated. That promotion was a thing I had been chasing for months. I tried to tell him I had plans, that my husband was expecting me, but he just smiled and said, "You'll thank me later." By the time I looked at the clock, it was already past 5. The gala began at 7. My chest tightened as I sent Daniel a message. Something had come up. I wouldn't make it to dinner. He didn't reply. The event was extravagant. Champagne flutes sparkled under chandeliers. People glided through the crowd in designer gowns and tailored suits. I felt out of place at first, but Caldwell stayed close, introducing me to everyone, constantly praising my work. He made me feel important, wanted. Somewhere between the conversations and the compliments, I started to believe I belonged there. At one point, he rested his hand lightly on the small of my back. I flinched but didn't pull away. He looked at me with something that wasn't quite professional. I laughed, awkwardly brushing it off, telling myself it was nothing, just part of the game. I stayed. I convinced myself this night would change everything for the better. Later, we ended up in a private lounge with a few others. The drinks flowed, the energy buzzed. People laughed too loudly, leaned in too close. Caldwell turned to me, his voice low. "This is the world you belong in, if you want it." I didn't respond. For a second, I let myself picture that life, sleek, powerful, uninterrupted by children's cries or early morning routines. I didn't leave until nearly 2 in the morning. When I walked in, Daniel was sitting on the couch. His face was pale, his eyes hollow. He didn't yell. He didn't ask questions. He just looked at me and said, "You chose him." That hurt more than anything he could have shouted. I tried to explain, said it was work, that it was for us, for our future. But the words rang hollow, even to me. For days, Daniel barely spoke. He became a shadow in the house, quiet, withdrawn. The kids started asking why he wasn't smiling anymore. I wanted to fix it. I really did. But work kept pulling me further in, and Caldwell kept feeding the illusion that I was climbing higher. 2 weeks later, I got the promotion. It should have been a triumphant moment. But when I rushed home to share the news, his side of the closet was empty. A note waited on the kitchen table. "You already made your choice. I'm just making mine." I fell to the floor, the paper shaking in my hands. I called him again and again. No answer. He'd taken the kids to his sister's place. When he finally called back, his voice was calm, too calm. He said he wanted a divorce. I begged, I promised to quit, to change. But he was already gone inside. He said he couldn't be with someone who made him feel like second place. That trust, once broken, doesn't always return. What shattered me wasn't just losing Daniel. It was losing everything we built. The bedtime stories, pancakes on Sundays, the silly dances in the kitchen. I didn't know how much I loved that life until it disappeared. The promotion, once my dream, felt meaningless. I sat alone in my sleek new office, staring at walls that didn't care. Caldwell stopped calling me into meetings. He found someone else to groom for the next big role. I realized then I wasn't rising. I was being used, and I let it happen. Months later, I reached out to Daniel. I just wanted to talk. He answered, but his voice had changed. He was polite but distant. He said the kids were happy. They had structure now, stability, love. Without me, now I sit in my quiet apartment at night and try to trace back the moment it all slipped away. Just one night where I chose ambition over love, status over family. I thought I was chasing something greater, but all I caught was emptiness. I see Caldwell sometimes in the hallway. He barely even nods. It's ironic, isn't it? I chose him for one night, and I lost everything that truly mattered.